welcome back, kings and queens, to, what is this, episode 5, I think, of the LYT Series. This is actually like episode 3 of the live stream, but we ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna tell nobody about that. So this is, again, the LYT Series. I'm your host, Tiana Davis, and what we do is we sit down and we have an intimate conversation with the Black female queens of today, the movers and shakers, the innovators, the dreamers, the doers. And today I have somebody real exciting in the building. She out here building up these adventure vibes. Okay, we're going to talk about it. So she has an awesome company called Ihunaanya. I'm saying that right? Ihunaanya. Excuse me. Ihunaanya. I'm sorry.
Straight from Africa.
So sorry.
Straight from Africa.
Okay. All right.
From the motherland.
Y'all Zimbabwe almost came out, okay? But please welcome to the show, Ms. Dominique Alston.
What's
up, queen?
me.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
How's your week? Like, what's been going on?
My week was good. I just had the Dystopian 2 yesterday, which is basically this dinner.
Yeah.
But we incorporate other entrepreneurs into it. And yesterday we incorporated fashion designers. And
that's
It was real cool. But
What
we also had
happened?
a photo shoot this week. It's been a
So
lot.
you had a lot going on.
Yeah.
You had a lot going on.
I'm learning to be sexy. So
You're learning to, please explain.
It's a weird
wait.
thing. You know, you can be freaky and you can be sexy. I've never been the sexy type of girl. I'm like, look, you know, once I'm in a relationship, put me in the bedroom, okay, I can handle things. But when it comes to like being regular sexy and like really coming out with the goddess,
really,
I'm working on that.
No, you know what? I feel the same way because like when people see me and like sometimes the stuff I be wearing or you know things like that, they're like, no, like you like exude sexiness, but like in the bedroom, honey, I am vanilla. Okay, I'm about as vanilla as it gets. All right, like people be talking like somebody that I'm like dealing with will be like, let's do this. I'd be like,
see, and I feel like it's always like that. Like gypsy women.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard but gypsy women, you know, they always exude sexiness. They always dress as sexy as they possibly can.
They do though.
But they have like strict no intercourse rules until marriage kind of thing. So I'm like,
what?
Okay, it's a thing.
Okay, because I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was okay.
Yeah.
All right then.
Yeah.
Well,
but I would never be able to wear some of that stuff. I'm like, I would feel naked on the street.
I feel you. Well, I be half naked, so I mean that bodysuit, girl. With that,
I feel you.
I had wore to the Black Panther premiere. I might as well been naked because like all my hoochie pappy was out and whatnot. So,
and meanwhile, you know, I was like, I got a little cleavage here, but I kept tugging. And
you did,
at it,
like you kept pulling at yourself. So, do you feel like does like sexiness or like being overtly sexy bother you? Because you are dressed rather conservative right now.
I always. It's funny. I always have dressed very conservative, and it's only because I don't know. Whenever I was in kindergarten, I thought I really not even thought I knew I was going to be
going all the way back to kindergarten.
A first grade teacher. Like
you knew.
I knew. So for me, I was always like, you know, what do you do where, you know, the kids won't be completely ruined for the rest of their lives? You know?
Lord,
So, but then, you know, I would get up on, you know, like the Miss North Carolina stage and wear a swimsuit, and I would that was my moment to feel sexy. But then once I got off stage, I'm like, where's my robe? Where's my robe? Somebody give me my robe.
Okay, so that was almost like your alter ego.
It's literally my alter ego.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk a little bit today about, we're going to do a little Ask the Audience poll here because y'all know I be having the damnedest things happen to me on Instagram, okay? And so the question today is, you know, what do you do when someone questions if you're living your truth? So... where this is going is, and I'm sorry, I'm the type of person, like, everybody is fair game on my IG, okay? Y'all know, okay? So if y'all come at me crazy in my DM, you might end up on a show. Just know that, okay? So there was, a couple days ago, like, somebody slid in my DMs, and they were like, you know, can I ask you a question without, you know, like using any words, and will you answer it honestly? And I was like, yeah, it's fine.
Right.
So, you know, they asked for my number, and I was just like, you know, well, what are your intentions for asking for my number? Because with me, especially now being in the business world, everything has an intent. It's always like, I don't have time to be having no like trivial or meaningless conversations. I'm sorry, I'm busy. I don't have time to chit chat with you. I don't want to get to know you. I don't care. I don't care. If it's not about business, I don't have time to talk. So he was basically saying, you know, I just wanted to see if your offline persona matched your online persona. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, What happened? I'm sorry, what is it? Who said to you we want to what?
Yeah.
I don't. So whenever he said that, but he was like, oh, but you deflected real cute though. Like, it was a nice deflection. And I was like,
well.
He almost snatched his soul through the Instagram screen. I was like, okay, you know what? It's not worth it. I'm not going to do it.
You know.
But I just had to tell him, just like, listen, like, your insecurities ain't got nothing to do with me, okay? Right. Like, if this is who I am, like, the person that you see on my IG, on my stories, that's me all day, every day. I don't change whether I'm online or I'm offline. That's me. It's not up to me to validate how you feel about yourself and whether, you know, like, I'm not in the business of giving you affirmations for your confidence in your life, okay? Right. That's not on me. That's on you. You got to do that yourself, boo. But, like, have you ever had anybody like approach you like that and like ask you that, like, how do you deal with that when somebody approaches you like that? How do you handle the situation?
Oh my Lord. So, you know, I know you were asking me about my truth. That's one of those things I try to always make sure that people understand about me. I come off very aggressively and authentically me. Right. So a lot of times people can get rubbed the wrong way. They can get weirded out. They can think that I'm just the craziest person in the world. But honest to God, that is just who I am. Even last night, I was eating at a restaurant with, you know, my friends after our dinner, and I'm going, you know, I was just so filled up with all of the good vibes. I was just completely whole. I was happy. And so it was just coming out. And oh my Lord, me and my friend, we just got to going with our personalities and everything got real crazy. But at the end of the day, even the people that may have been looking at us kind of weird at first, by the end of it, they were talking to us. They were like, y'all seem like y'all having a good time. You know, like I want to have y'all's conversation.
People
I'm like,
I know good vibes. People know good vibes whenever they catch it. So that's all I wanted to know, y'all, was like, I feel like I was justified in my response. That's all I want to say is, y'all, don't come at me sideways on Instagram because you might end up on my podcast, okay? So before we get into Dominique's story, though, I have a few announcements. So one of them is I be a day late and a dollar short on all my own projects, okay? But I recently did a magazine cover shoot for Virgin Atlantic and their in-flight magazine called Vera Magazine. The celebrity was Joseph Fiennes, I believe his name is. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. But yeah, so I'm real proud of that. It's my first, you know, magazine cover shoot, and it look real official, you know. So thank you. It'll be up on my my IG probably tomorrow. I'll post it. But yeah, like that's like a pivotal moment for me, you know, having my work in a magazine, and it was the first like shoot that I actually like produced, and I just stepped in and, you know, helped out a friend. Thank you for that opportunity. And that's another thing, is like, that's how it happens. Is like when your homies be giving you them opportunities. Like, don't ever sleep on your friends, okay? Like Issa Rae said, network across. Don't always try and network up, because you never know who can help you. For real, for real.
That's real.
And I'm so excited because it's almost time for my Bitcoin brunch. It is happening April 8th. It's coming. It's going to be at the Green Bar Distillery, which is an art district in downtown LA. So y'all make sure that you come down, check it out, and please buy some tickets, y'all, and come hear about cryptocurrency. I know it's a very like elusive and just intimidating topic right now, but we are going to take the guesswork out of it, and we're just going to give you the foundational knowledge. You know, come have a little drink with us and have some fun, you know. So come check it out. I'll have more info later on, but the moment we've all been waiting for, why Miss Dominique is here, we're going to get into her and her story, okay? So Dominique, give us a little bit of background about you, because you a country girl. Like, you can hear it in your accent, okay? You from the country. So tell me a little bit about, like, tell us about yourself and, like, how you came up with this idea to form and, like, create Ihunaanya.
Okay, so that's a loaded question. Again, I love to talk, but
girl, we got about 50 minutes. Yeah, we got time.
But long story short, I always say that, and it's a long story. But long story short, basically, I'm from Coates, North Carolina. I always put Coates on the map, but if you look at a map,
where is that?
It's in North Carolina.
Okay, all right.
But it's like one of those towns in North Carolina that even if you're from North Carolina, you don't know that it exists. So I'm putting y'all on the map. Y'all need to have a sign up with my face on it.
You heard it here first.
But it's a 2-stoplight town. A little over 2,000 people.
Town. Oh my god.
And so when I say I'm like country,
oh, you off in the cut.
Oh
honey.
no, I'm the boonies.
Yeah,
the boonies.
You way. If y'all don't know what the boonies are, that's a real country word for like the country. Like you in the backwoods of
you don't want your car to break down there.
No, you don't want your car to break down over in her neck of the woods.
No,
okay?
you don't. You
that's
really don't. But yeah, I grew up doing pageants and modeling, acting, singing, dancing, theater. And so that kind of made me the very characterized human that I am today.
Characterized?
I'm too many characters. But overall, though, I ended up going to UNC Chapel Hill for college and cheered there for a little while. I left college, knew I was coming to California, so literally graduated 2 weeks later, was in the car on the most epic road trip of my life. Got here 7 days later, I think, and literally didn't go back home. I stayed here for 3 years because I was like, okay, I have been stuck in the fishbowl for all my life. Lord gave me a chance to leave. I ain't going back. So literally it took me until last year in December to go back. But
wow, so you literally stayed going for 3 years.
I stayed here.
Girl, you did better. That was better than me. Shit. Go ahead.
Because for me it was like I was so close to my family. I knew that my foundation would be there. Yeah. I had no doubt that anybody wouldn't talk to me after or they wouldn't see me the same.
You have brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I've got 5 brothers. I've got
Lord.
Even extended brothers and sisters. Yeah. So it's a whole gathering of us.
Family is sounds like family's important.
Oh yeah, it's definitely important. Definitely important. Let me think. Yeah, once I got here, the first year was extremely lonely. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't make any friends.
The first year is always like a slump. Anytime anybody gets here to LA and like they think that like all these things, these magical things are gonna happen within your first year, you be lonely as hell.
You really do. You really do. And that's the thing. I was so used to being surrounded by people. I don't know if you've kind of heard whenever it's kind of been a quote that's kind of been floating everywhere. I don't know whose it is, but it's like sometimes, you'll think that God is just taking everything away from you, but really he's just clearing the path so that, better things can come. Yes. And that's kind of what he did for me. One of the reasons I got away from Coates was because I was stuck in the mindset of the small town, of the, surrounded by people that, yes, I love these people, but what were their real goals? Were they matching my goals? Did they have the same kind of drive I did?
That ambition wasn't there.
It was not there. I had people that were playing video games and going to parties while I was under my carport with my tap shoes, getting it for hours. You know what I'm saying? Or I'd bring blocks home from track practice and put them in the street and just run up and down the street. Literally, everybody just saw me just running, tapping, singing, dancing. Like that was my thing. But it made me feel so different that I knew I could always love these people. My love would never deteriorate. But at the same time, I knew that God had better people that he wanted me to be around. So slowly over time, I just ended up just being patient. Like I saw it happening and I was very cognizant because of the relationship I have with God. Yeah. So I was like, okay, what do I need to do? And I just said, okay, it's just a lot of self-reflection, a lot of self-building that needs to happen for me to be able to move forward and be able to, become this woman that I really wanted to be, because I did have an image of exactly the type of woman I wanted to be. Okay. Exactly her. She's so sweet.
When was this?
Oh God, it was like like back in elementary school. Everything for me,
girl.
I knew it back in elementary school.
Okay, Michael Jackson. Okay.
I just knew. But she was a very sweet woman. She was very kind. She was very brave, which was weird because I didn't feel like I was that brave.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was all of these things, and I knew I wanted to become her. So by the end of the first year, I'd been working with this family. I was nannying. I love nannying. It's so much fun.
Nannying.
I'm like the super black nanny over here.
I'm nannying.
Yes. But the family I was with, the mom was completely different from the type of women I grew up around.
Yeah.
Completely different. Like,
in what way?
She was a rock star. And not saying that the women I grew up around weren't, but they kind of weren't. They were very much old Southern, very hospitable, very submissive type of women.
I bet they could throw down, though.
Oh, they can. Oh, honey.
Ain't nothing like a good Southern home-cooked meal, okay?
I always try to tell people this.
I'm just trying to tell you.
You know, my grandma cooked breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. So I wasn't a person that ate out. See? I just started eating out here in California.
Really?
I didn't go out to eat and stuff. My grandma cooked all my meals. Damn. So I was used to like... Nice.
Girl, like used to, no, mama had to go work, honey. We was eating Eggo waffles and we was getting them vegetables in a can. Sorry, Ma. It's just what it was. It's okay. You had to do what you had to do.
She did have to do it.
We get it.
She did have
it's
to.
It's okay.
I commend your mama, you know.
I know, right?
You know, black girl magic come in all forms.
Yes.
It comes in all forms. Whether it's out of the can or out of the garden.
Exactly.
It comes from all forms.
I love that. Oh, that's cute. Whether it's out of the can or it's out of the garden, it's all black girl magic, okay?
Girl, I used to love spam. Don't get me wrong. I used to tear some spam up. I know you won't probably know about this, but liver pudding.
No, I've heard of it. I never had it. I never had it, though.
On both sides, make it a little crispy. Whew.
Stop.
Putting y'all on to something. Niecy's.
Right.
You should sponsor this also. Because Niecy's liver pudding. I ain't gonna front on y'all. That's the best.
Niecy's. Is that out
here?
They
don't even sell it out here.
Really?
They don't even sell it out here. I was just,
don't get my hopes up, okay? You sitting up here, listen.
Time for Grandma to send us something.
I know. Grandma, send us some liver pudding, please. FedEx it. I'll pay for it. So you had that vision when you were yay high. Mm-hmm. You were a young girl. You always knew. You essentially sounds like you always knew who you wanted to be.
Exactly.
So what brought you out here, or like how did you make that transition from Coates out here to LA?
So whenever I was 8 or 9 years old, my grandma had already been putting me into modeling classes, acting classes, and I got the opportunity to compete in IMTA. IMTA is International Modeling and Talent Association.
I feel like I've heard of them.
It's huge. They have it in New York and they have it out here in California. I was literally just a girl that, again, going back to the truth thing, all I could do was be me.
Yeah.
I didn't hang around a lot of different kids. I was kind of always in and out of different places. So I was just really and truly focused in my head. I had siblings, but I wasn't raised with my siblings. So I was really and truly raised as an only child. So in my head, whatever I presented to the world was that one in a lifetime opportunity. And then I went back into my room. And I went back to practicing.
That's very Shonda Rhimes-ish.
Yes.
Have you ever read her book, Year of Yes? Because that sounds a lot like her.
Yeah.
Like that's why she's so brilliant now, is because like she created that world for herself, and like that's where she liked to stay.
And I ain't gonna lie, it's my comfort zone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like whenever I get into certain environments, I am very open because I literally am that person behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Like a little bit more exaggerative, to be honest. But
of course.
My grandma brought me out here. I ended up doing very, very well. I ended up winning all these awards at IMTA. We decided, you know what, let's move out here to California. We got out here. I did have like a very successful child modeling, acting, dancing, singing career for like 7 months.
Okay,
and then,
solid, strong.
Yeah, like 7
months.
And then we went back to North Carolina. We were just supposed to, visit, kind of like get into the process of moving out of that house, getting rid of everything, letting everybody know that we were officially going to move to California.
Yeah.
And literally, it all happened back to back. So this is part of my testimony.
Okay, go ahead.
Literally, that we came back in June. By August, when we were supposed to go back, my granddaddy has his first heart attack. So we go, okay, we got to wait. We got to push it back. Let's push it back until right after Christmas. Mm-hmm. Literally on Thanksgiving Day, he has his second heart attack. And we're like,
Lord,
okay, what's going on now?
Yeah.
You know? And at this point, yes, I wanted to be back in California more than anything. Because I literally went from hood to the country to California back to the country. So it was kind of like, I was reaching, I was almost there. I got a taste of it. And now what's happening? And so by the time he had that second heart attack, in December, he has his third heart attack, takes his heart down to 15%. So he has to get in the pacemaker.
Oh my goodness.
He goes into just emergency surgery. He's in the hospital for months. Then my grandma ends up having a stroke. And it was just like back to back, all these different things. So it was like, by that point, my reality had completely changed.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't even that I could even continue to model, act, and sing and dance anymore because they were just simply too sick. They were way too sick to do anything.
About their family.
So that's where I just was like, okay, no, I'm gonna be this woman. I'm gonna practice every day. Whatever I have to do to get out of here, y'all tell me. What are the answers? They said college. Okay, I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna make straight A's. All right, how do I win Miss North Carolina? Well, you have to dance, you have to sing, you have to, go out and speak to people, you have to go out and do community service. So I went out and you did freaking put myself all the way in.
Yeah.
All the way in. And so, by the time I got here and then I met the rock star mom.
Yeah.
She took me on a camping trip.
I was going to ask, when was we getting to Ihunaanya?
We were getting there.
Okay.
So
we're getting there now, y'all. We here. Okay.
And I showed up, and I was straight up the only black person. Let me put it that way, because I'm half black, half white. Yes, but I was raised by my black family. So traditionally, culturally, who I am, I'm a black woman.
She's black,
and so I love my white dad, but when you got a black mama and the black family raised you, it takes over. It takes over. It is who I am. So here I am. Culturally, this black woman, I'm working for a white woman, love her to death. She's this rock star. She's showing me this whole different type of motherhood, this whole different type of womanhood. Then she takes me on this camping trip where I'm literally the only black woman there. And I'm looking around, but the way that they interacted, it was weird for me because even yesterday at our dinner, we talked about, how fish fries and stuff like cookouts would go and how the family would kind of get close together through those kind of things. But here they are on a camping trip, and there were more hugs in this one camping trip than I'd seen at any event in my life ever.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Weirdest thing to say, but it was like...
No, we don't hug in the black community.
Yeah, we don't. Thing. And I've been trying to tell people that...
Tough love.
For years. I'm just like, it is tough love. It is just like, we don't want you to get hurt out in this world, so let me show you this other way of loving. But at the end of the day, here I am with this white family that I'm nannying for, and I'm watching this mother and the father hug on their kids so much, and they would just hold them, even through temper tantrums, even through talking back. And that kind of outpouring of love, that kind of unconditional love was so new for me. Yeah. And it's not that my family didn't love me, y'all. I'm not saying that, because I know my grandma gonna be like, Dominique, you said
right, girl.
No, grandma love me.
Grandma, we are not talking. We love you.
We love you, grandma.
We love you, grandma. That's all we got. Because I don't need your grandma calling in. Matter of fact, we're going to give grandma the number to call in.
Yeah, exactly.
If y'all have anything that you want to say, grandma, you want to call in, the number is 323-293-3375. Okay? We'll give you that again later. But yes, it's up on the screen for those of you that are watching live. Please call in if you have comments, questions that you want to ask, if you want to tell me all for you to do that I was talking about on Instagram. Go ahead. Call me.
Yes. And all of y'all on my live, y'all can send in questions
call too, please.
But I went and I learned acro yoga. I did a whole bunch of yoga. I was meditating. That was the first time I'd ever been on an island. So remember, I'm coming from Coates.
Right.
I went to Chapel Hill for school, but it's still the country.
It's still, I was
an hour away from home. I
not that far.
And then, here I come to California, but I'm still alone, kind of in my apartment. Yeah. Going from work to my apartment all the time. And here I am in December of the first year that I moved here, and I'm sitting on an island. And these people are asking me to meditate over this sunset, and I'm just looking over the sea. And I mean, I'm bawling.
It expands your mind.
Girl.
Like, you're like, this is what I've been missing.
I tried to explain it to people. Yeah. I tried for months. I came back from that trip and I'm like, y'all, it was amazing. Like, it was this, it was that, it was this. But the only way that I could kind of dumb it down is to say it was a camping trip.
Right. Okay.
Even I didn't understand what I was trying to get to.
Right. What you were, yeah.
But
exactly.
I was like, there was something about this experience. I think it was the camping, but there was something about the experience that has changed me forever. And so then
that pivotal moment.
It was completely pivotal.
Yeah.
Completely pivotal, yes.
So what have like the obstacles been with forming Ihunaanya? Because I mean, Black people, we don't like being outside like that, honey. Like, especially Black women. Oh no, you talking about you trying to get us to go where? Yeah. You want us to do, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, well, huh? Ain't gonna be no. You want it's gonna be. Oh no,
I've dealt with it all. I have.
No, I'm telling you, Black women, we are not the outdoorsy type. Okay, like anymore. Right? Exactly.
Yes,
you put our ass in that us in the slave house. You put us in Master House. We not coming back outside now. We got tired of picking cotton. We don't want to go back out there.
Right.
Okay? Right. So how do you overcome those obstacles? Because I know, like, especially with you wanting people of color to be involved in this, what is the pushback?
Oh my gosh. And you know what's funny? All the pushback isn't even from Black people.
Word?
The pushback comes from every culture. Because because it's not that,
that's
even what you were just saying, a lot of people, I'm comfortable saying that. I'm comfortable saying Black people don't. Black people won't. We don't swim. We don't do this. We don't go and do that. But it's like,
that's the stereotype.
They fed that stereotype into us so much that even I say it and think that I believe it. But growing up, the type of Black people I grew up, my cousins, my friends,
right?
We all
swam.
I
just thought about that.
We all ran barefoot everywhere we went.
Too.
Putting on shoes was more of the struggle. We got yelled at. You gonna get tapeworms in that mud? You don't put them shoes on. Like y'all been getting
just like that.
Literally.
Like that.
You got oil in your hair. You don't want no ticks. No, I got oil. My scalp is greasy, Grandma. I'm good. I'm good. But I grew up like that, so. To then become an older woman, well, I'm not older, y'all. I'm not that old. I'm young, but to grow up and to realize that I would go to the pool, me, I'm jumping in the pool. I'm a fish, I'm just,
Ooh, girl, go ahead.
And then I'm looking around at my friends and I'm like, wait, why we come to the pool if y'all ain't gonna swim with me?
Right.
Well, girl, I just got my hair done.
Got my relaxer.
This $200, this is not about to happen. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And then, slowly but surely, these things kept kind of trickling down just in the stereotype.
Yeah.
But then whenever I actually created Ihunaanya, the pushback, even from white people, was, but I thought Black people don't like that.
Right. Oh, that's so interesting.
And it's like, excuse me? And then I would talk to Black people, and I would literally have groups of Black people, and I could see that because it's not always, everybody doesn't backpack. Everybody doesn't camp in general.
Yes.
In general, it's already going to take a different type of person. You have to be brave.
Yeah, you got to be a little adventurous.
And, I'll pick up on something in a minute, but the bravery is a really big part of it. Because, again, I thought it was about the camping. I thought it was about the backpacking, but it's not. It never really was. So some of the pushback that I was getting from Black people was more so like, why are you going to create something for us that's not for us? And I'm like, wait, what?
Ooh, run that back. Wait a minute.
Literally, how are you going to create something for us that's not for us?
That's not for us. Wow.
Literally.
And that's the thing about brainwashing and mind control is powerful.
Literally.
For people, because people have been telling us, for generations, hundreds of years, oh, Black people don't do this. They don't do that. They don't do that. But I feel like that's also partially because they didn't want us to have those experiences.
They didn't.
They didn't want us to have those enjoyments. Like
if a lake was all that was between a slave and their freedom.
Exactly.
Why would you teach that slave to swim?
Why would you teach them how to swim? Exactly.
Why?
That's that. Ooh, girl,
makes
that's
no
so
sense.
Deep rooted. That's
what I'm
psychological.
Saying? And there were a lot of times where you had the Mississippi River. that if that was all that the slaves had to cross, and a lot of them couldn't, literally, a lot of them couldn't because they couldn't swim. Because they were never taught to swim, but they were also taught not to read. But y'all out here reading, ain't you?
Right.
I ain't trying to get in your stuff. But I always try to keep it real.
Say it for the people in the back, though.
Don't make me come after y'all.
Don't listen. Literally, I'm gonna be right behind her. Okay?
It's the little things that I'm like, just the same way that we want to be conscious and we want to be woke about the things that are racist and the things that are prejudiced. You also have to be just as cognizant with what you bring into your mind and what you say to yourself that may or may not be true. It's okay to think about it. Yeah. So you know what? Exactly. I don't know if this is for me. So give me time to process it, and then I'll come back to you and tell you if maybe this is something for me or not for me.
This is for,
But we're trained to tell people that we do not do something.
Exactly. From a very young age. Very, very young. Like, I can't even remember where I learned that I didn't, like, that's what black people don't do that. I can't remember who it was that told me we don't do that, but it's very ingrained in the black community. And it's like, ingrained. It's almost just like this underlying subconscious that, like, we don't even think about anymore because it's so ingrained in us psychologically. It's like in our DNA.
Exactly.
It's crazy. So,
and yeah. So,
no, go ahead, girl. Go ahead. Listen, this is your time. Go ahead.
You're good. I mean, but that was the thing. So even after I created Ihunaanya and I officially made it a thing, the first few events, I was telling people yesterday, we failed. My partner and I, we failed over and over and over and over again, to the point that even I'm sitting here going, okay, maybe
black folks
don't do this. This is weird. But then I decided, I was like, you know what? I did research when I first started Ihunaanya, but I was like, something in me tells me that I'm just not the only one. And I really started to go deeper into that research, and I started to see all over the United States, there are all these different black women, especially. I know there's a lot of black women that have done this, where they're starting these small hiking groups, either for just black women. They're starting, I know there's an RV association, a national African-American black RV association. Like literally hundreds of RVs get together. And I'm like, I never knew this existed. But somehow they have thousands of people, black people that go and do that.
What?
Now, we may not have known about that, but there are those that do.
This is my first time hearing about this.
You know, and then even whenever I would do the backpacking stuff, I would get stopped on a backpacking trip. Now, I've got all my gear on. I clearly look like I know what I'm doing.
Right.
And still people would stop me on the trail and be like, what are y'all doing out here?
What?
And I'm like,
I'm sorry, I didn't know this was 1952.
Wow.
And I had to what?
But that's just how rare it is.
It's like seeing a unicorn.
I don't like to be this person, but let's just put it out there like this, because this is my reality. This is my truth.
Yes, please tell it.
Backpacking, camping, kayaking, whitewater rafting, bungee jumping, whatever, all the adventurous things.
These are all things that we in the black community label white people
but that's what they like it to be. Exactly. That's a white person's comfort zone. Yeah. I'm half white, so I can say it. I know this.
I can say
it's a white person's comfort zone.
Take her word for it.
And if you have black people out in your comfort zone where you bring all of your family and all of them have always come out here, and all of a sudden black people start showing up, it gets really freaking uncomfortable.
Does it get tense?
I won't even say tense. Some of the eye stares will be tense. Yeah. But the conversations, they're actually confused. Like, there's no other way to put it. There's not even, like, sometimes there's a little bit more curiosity in the way they ask, but most of the time it's pure just like, I don't understand. Right. I thought black people don't do this. Yeah. And slowly but surely over the years, I've had more and more black people. And I don't even like to just say black people. Yeah. I do this to increase the diversity of all of these types of events. So though they may be white dominated, and it's uncomfortable for a lot of black people to try it, because it's like, why would I want to go try something that is predominantly white? Right. So by the time I get black people out there, of all shades, because we do come in all shades.
We do.
From all different kinds of cultures.
Y'all.
I've had people from several different countries in Africa, Peru, down in South America. Wow. We've had every kind of Hispanic I can think of. Oh, my Lord. From Puerto Rican, Mexican, Spanish. Oh, my Lord. Like,
I had to hold it in, girl. I was finna do some real.
Yes.
I was finna be like, I was ready. I held it in,
and
but
that's
I couldn't.
The thing. Like when you get all that kind of culture out there, it's literally taking a fish fry and putting it into a campfire.
That sounds beautiful, though.
Yeah.
Like, so is that why it's so important, or tell me why it's so important for you to, bring and connect Black people back to nature, back to the source? What does that mean to you? Why do you do it?
So this is where we get spiritual, because for me,
I was waiting on it.
Yes,
she had a church outfit on, y'all, so I was waiting.
Yeah. If y'all could see my conservative look today,
right?
So basically,
looking like some senator's wife. Go ahead, girl. Baby Michelle Obama.
She's a part of the image now. She got added in later, but she's a part of that woman. But basically. So whenever I did Ihunaanya, going back to even the hugs, I was so surprised with the hugs that even my roommate at the time, we did not physically touch.
Wow.
Now, that was
that's
weird.
Not mind blowing to me though. Yeah, because I feel it's so interesting, because I feel the same thing. Like with my roommates and my friends, like when he'll come in my room and like he'll hug me, I'm like, what are you like? Right. I'm dodging and swerving, like, but that's because like we're just so not used to that physical love and affection that like it's almost like it's like an aversion. Like we try and avoid it because we're not used to like having that feeling, and like we don't know whether we like it, whether we don't like it, but we want it and we need it. Right. So it's one of those things of learning to embrace that physical affection and like feeling worthy of love and knowing that you deserve love. Right. Essentially.
And, I mean, so literally Ihunaanya means love. Whenever we created Ihunaanya, I gathered a team, and this team...
Exhibit A!
Come get them hugs in.
See, Exhibit A, what I was talking about, and I knew it. Like, he was coming out, I was like, swerve on them, okay? So
that's what we're trying to break down right there.
We're trying to break that barrier of, like, when somebody random comes up to you or your friend and they hug you, you don't immediately have that knee-jerk reaction of, like, whoa, like you're too close to me. You in my personal space.
Exactly. And I think that was it became. I'm not gonna say that. It got to the point where after so many months, I was just confused because I sat her down. I'm like, look, we got to touch.
Yeah.
I know, because I knew she didn't grow up with a lot of intimate affection, even though I had. So I was an extremely affectionate person. I love to touch people. I love to hug people. I love to be all over them. I love to like rub their head.
You gave me a good old hug before we came in here.
But not everybody was like that. So when me and her sat in a room, if I wanted to just put my hand on her leg, it was weird. If I put my hand on her shoulder, it was weird.
And you could feel that energy.
And I didn't want to touch her because of that. Yeah. So then as I started moving forward, meeting all these people in California, I'm going, okay, I don't know what the disconnect is, but I can't move around and move about in this way anymore, because it was unhealthy for me. Right. To go that long without physical human connection was weird. Because I didn't also, it wasn't just friends. I didn't come out here and date either. Yeah. So, just human connection was missing. So when I started Ihunaanya, we got to the point where I did notice, okay, people aren't connecting with what I'm trying to put out there. They're not understanding. Yeah. So clearly I don't understand. I keep trying to tell people I'm doing these hikes, I'm doing these camps, but I was like, it's not about that.
You got that accountability. I like it.
And because we struggled and we failed so much, I mean, my entire team, I had people that came on board and then they left my board. I mean, I literally went through all the battles of small business and entrepreneurship.
I'm in it right now, girl. Oh.
Yes. It's difficult, especially when you just don't know what you're doing. Yeah. And this was so weird for me, because I'm like, I'm Black, but how am I not connecting with these people? Like, and when I'm back home, I feel like I connect with everybody that's Black, and then I move out here and it's just... and what I'm saying is what I'm saying, that foreign.
Yeah.
So
I ain't gonna lie though, black people out here are definitely different.
They're different
from black people, like even around my way or like in the South. Like in general, like we have that Southern, that Midwestern hospitality. Like
Right.
we're generally a polite group of people. Like
Right.
we do like say, hey, how you doing? Like we'll smile when we walk down the street and like we
Exactly.
do connect in that way. But out here it's very individualistic and it's very every man for himself. It's very cutthroat.
Yes.
And they like, if you're looking at me and you're smiling at me, it's because you want something. Or it's because you're trying to take something from me, or you trying to like take advantage of me, or you got some kind of ulterior motive. There, you can't just be you don't care about my day.
Right.
You don't care about my day. So it's
Right.
just so interesting navigating the different just nuances of black people here versus black people in other places. So that's one thing that I noticed too being out here.
And it's very weird how outward that expression is. The like, I know you, I'm already in a space where I know you don't care.
Yeah.
I know you don't want to know anything about me. So
Right.
I like, let's not even go there. And I'm like, whoa,
Like, what do
there's
you
not,
really
you're not
want?
even given a
Yeah,
chance. So
yeah.
to me, all of those blockades, all of those triggers, and it's sad that a hug is a trigger for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
off gate, they already can think, oh wow, like you have something with you. You want something because of a hug.
Right. Yeah.
That
that's
doesn't
crazy.
make sense to me. So what ended up happening is I went back to the drawing board. I redid my business plan, I think almost 4 or 5 times. I mean, I have a 40-page document that just kept extending, kept changing. The dialogue in it kept changing.
Yeah.
The mission kept changing. But I was like, but I know what I want. I see it in my head. I just don't know how to do it. So I started to realize I had a few different trips that started to show me that it wasn't at all about the camp out. Like even whenever I went to that one in December, it had nothing to do with the camp. It could have been with a whole different group of people.
Right.
But it was the experience. It was the way everything happened.
Yeah.
Carrying that backpack. Well, no, not even that. So I'll kind of break you down, go through my event.
I was about to say break it down.
So you kind of see, because all of it for me, I do such a mental kind of game with everybody because I want to really take them to a different place. That's an old place that we all remember, but for a lot of us, it's so far back in our childhood memories, stuck behind a lot of traumas that we can't move forward. So as soon as we get there, the first thing I do is I say, okay, everybody, we're going to just kind of get together. I'm going to tell you what everything is, but we're going to do this thing called just like a love hug. And when you love hug, and this is something I learned, you literally just go the opposite way and you do it to the left because your heart is literally closer to the other person's.
Yeah.
I always thought that was so sweet. So I always like to explain that to people and then give it to. We can definitely do a love hug.
Yes.
I squeeze you down.
I love it.
And then after that, because that also, I don't want you to hug the person that you came with. I make sure that you hug somebody else because if you've already started out this adventure, which is what I call it, if you started out this adventure and you've already hugged that person, there's already a sense of your guard that's just let down. It's already let down. It's already kind of taken away. So once you've let down that guard, then I come in and I pray for everybody. When I pray for everybody, I'm not necessarily religious. I'm very spiritual. So whenever I pray for everybody, it doesn't matter what your religion is. It doesn't matter what you believe, whether you're an atheist or whether you believe in a million gods. I don't care. My thing is my prayer is set through intention. So if my intention is to pour love into you, to pour forgiveness, to pour freedom, and to pour bravery into you, I know that you're going to receive it. So I make sure everybody grabs hands. I do everything a little old school, kind of a little Southern, but to me, there's power in certain things. But even in that Black Southern like spiritual culture that I grew up in, there's still something missing. So I'm trying to connect that missing part.
Yeah.
So then everybody, for our backpacking trips, we have different types of adventures.
Right.
But for a backpacking trip, then you put on this heavy backpack. The backpack is usually for those kind of trips, it can range from like a 40-pound backpack all the way up to like 70 pounds on your back.
Oh, Lord,
now, you're hiking at minimum. I've had everybody do just 2 miles into a camp out, or, at maximum 5 miles into a camp.
Yeah.
And, everybody does the same thing. They all start off with all this, stamina.
Right,
and they have all this courage, and they just, there's so much adrenaline pumping. But in my head, I'm like, no, this is how everything in life starts out.
Yeah.
If you start a new business, if you start a new class, if you start a new job, if you start a new relationship, you're so freaking gung-ho. You are so excited about it. Yes. You want to give your all.
That's true.
But I tell people before they start hiking, I say, let me go ahead and let y'all know, because I know how happy you all are. I love how happy you all are. But I'm going to tell you right now, you will not enjoy all of this hike. You won't.
Go ahead and put that in the clause.
And they're like, and it's funny because they all go, wait, what? What do you mean? I thought this was supposed to be a happy experience. And I'm like, no. You're going to get to parts of this hike where you're going to get fatigued. That bag is going to really start to weigh you down.
Real heavy, yeah.
You're gonna trip a lot. You're gonna trip on rocks. You're gonna trip when we go over water.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to climb stuff, and when you climb it, you've got to lift not just yourself up, but everything you've got on your back up. You've got to be behind people. I make sure that they walk with a partner.
Yeah.
When you're walking with that partner, you've got to make sure that they don't fall behind. We can't be 5 miles out somewhere and you leave a partner behind.
Yeah.
Kind of a military technique, but this is a life technique.
That does sound very militaristic.
But it's truly life. I can't do anything without a partner. Everything I do, yes, you may see me in the forefront of it, but honest to God, I always have a partner with me. Always. Somewhere, maybe they're in the background, you don't see them.
Right.
But they're just as important holding me up in that moment as any other moment. So in the hike, they get through, and then they finally get to the camp, and they're all just, oh my Lord, I didn't know it was going to be this hard. But I'm so glad I'm here. Let's just eat. Let's just get up the tent.
Yeah.
And it's quiet. Everybody thinks when they get to the camp, it's going to be like, oh, we're here.
It's going to be popping. Like somebody going to turn on the music. Yeah,
they're tired. And so when they're tired, what happens is this very magical moment that I just love to watch go down, because what I do as a leader is I kind of back up a little bit and I allow the community to just literally form. So they've already hugged. They've talked to different partners throughout the hike. They've watched each other fall. They've been embarrassed with each other. So all these guards that are usually up, they're gone away, because we know we're not perfect anymore.
Right.
Somebody had to pee on the trip. They had to go pee in the woods. That's kind of embarrassing. But they had to do it. And you know what? You had to go too. So you had to go partner with them.
You got to go. Shit. Come on, child.
Come on. Let's go pee in the woods.
Let's go grab these leaves. Come on.
And so we get there and it's quiet, and you start to see everybody just start to build the camp. And I don't have to give out hardly any direction. Usually I refuse to give direction, because I know that all they have to do is, I'm just going to hand this to you, and you know to write down this, you know to build this, you know to put the tent here.
And
it's
beautiful on their own. Yeah.
Then all of a sudden this little oasis is built. I have my little fairy light, so it looks like a little real city. And then everybody sits down and they really start to just open up their hearts. Open up their conversations. They start telling really intimate details about themselves that they didn't. And it's funny because I had somebody on my last trip tell me, like, I don't want to say this, but I just feel like this is right. And I'm like, and it is though.
Yeah.
Because we are actually here. This is a safe space for us people of color to enjoy this new type of adventure together. And through all of this heartache, all of this pain, all of these things, we will end up building an even stronger community.
That is so beautiful.
So
that girl.
And so it's literally the experience. It's literally the experience. I have people that even when they're hiking out, I had one of my friends, she comes to all of the events. She's such an amazing girl. But she doesn't work out. I'm telling on you, girl. She doesn't work out a lot. So when she comes,
called you out, girl.
She always has to struggle a little bit more than everybody else. It's okay with me. Because, again, it's all about the experience. But one of our hikes, camp outs, it was a backpacking trip, 2 miles.
Yeah.
I didn't make them carry their backpacks in, but I was like, y'all are going to have to carry them out. Mm-hmm. She gets to this hill. And, this place you can, like, get a van to bring it down in. It's a little cheat sheet.
But
to
hell, who carried all the bags, girl?
Yeah. No, I did it all by myself, and then I was like, I'm too strong. But
okay, so
she gets up this hill, and she starts going up the hill, and as she's going up this hill, I can tell she's physically able to go.
Yeah.
I can see that she's physically able to go. But she gives up on herself. She just stops.
Oh,
she keeps sitting there. She keeps and then she cried. And it was just so hard for her. And she go, I can't do it. And so I was like, I can't even. You're disrespecting me because I am my sister's keeper.
Yeah.
So now this is where you have to trust enough in me that I won't leave you behind. That's number one. Know that I'm not going to leave you sitting here.
Yeah.
So go on and stand up because we ain't doing this. I'm not going to leave you here.
Girl, she just took everybody to church now. Everybody.
And then number two, when you're going up here, all it takes. I mean, think about it. When you're at your lowest point, no matter who it is that's your rock in your life, you don't want them to tell you all life's answers. You don't care about their life answers. Their life answers are going to be different from your life answers.
Right.
What you need from them is support. Yes. So I literally got behind her, got up under her book bag, and I started pushing her up.
Support.
As I'm walking, and I'm going, no, you've got it. Keep pushing. Come on. Don't give up. Come on, keep going. And the whole time, I mean, literally, she's just crying and just beating through.
That sounds like a beautiful moment,
pushing,
though. Yeah,
pushing through. And even for me, it was heartfelt because I was like, this is exactly why I do this. Because now I know I was telling her this too as we were going. I was like, now when you finish this, you can do anything. You know not to give up on yourself. Now. And it was just like, girl, even after that, the last 100
sign up for your motivational speaking coach classes, and this is my motivational life coach right here. Right here. She's offering services. She charges by the hour. She does packages. I'll give you her information later. Because, girl, I'm so inspired right now. Girl, you got me fired up. Shit. When the next trip? When the next adventure ride? But actually, within that, I do have something that I think you would like. So, I went to an event yesterday. It was called the Thrive X 360 Expo. And I ran into a young lady. Her name is Tina Gilliard. Hey, Tina! Shout out to Tina. And she actually sells these adventure backpacks. Girl,
oh, look at that.
Girl, let me tell you.
Look
okay.
At that.
So, I was looking at some of their products, and they're all like literally, they are made for adventures, girl.
That's funny. Okay, girl, whenever you're ready to partner.
Right. That's why I said I need to connect you guys. So, I will put her information in my YouTube link to these products. And if you let her know that, you've found her through the show, you will receive free shipping. So, Hatima, yes, definitely hit her up about these adventure backpack products. Yes. Their most popular products are the adventure backpacks as well as the cross strap. And what's nice about it is you can put your phone in it. It's water resistant. It's not waterproof, but you can still use your phone, while you put it in the bag. There are different compartments to keep your food hot and cold. So you can put plates, napkins, utensils, whatever.
That's dope.
So I would definitely connect y'all after the show. But I just had to, I had to do my little plug. Okay.
Yeah. No, I love that. And that's the thing. Like, even stuff like that is being created because people are starting to understand. There was a quote. I think I actually posted it earlier. It's like, we back in the day, we used to use the internet to escape from reality, and now we need reality to escape from the internet.
Yes, it's crazy. It's crazy what has happened and what is happening, like, just to our world in general. Like, we're missing that connection, and that's why I think it's beautiful what you're doing is doing your best to keep it alive, like keep that human connection. Because pretty soon, honey child, we gonna all be y'all about to say all that AI gonna take over, and it's not gonna be any more human connection.
None. It's really not. And I mean, it's getting to the point. I don't even think people really and truly realize this, but even whenever I go to dinner now, I do the whole thing where I'm like, okay, everybody put your phone in the middle of the table. Whoever picks up their phone first. I don't care what it's for. If you pick it up first, you got to pay for everybody.
You got to pay. Ooh, girl.
Like, because it's ridiculous that I take my time out to get pretty and get dressed up, go to these dinners with good friends, and I know them to be good people, but that we're so addicted
to our phones.
That we sit there.
Too. I ain't even gonna lie. Yep. I have done this. I literally did the same thing. Like, I went to dinner with my friend not too long ago, and we were both sitting up there. Like, we would pause and like have conversation with one another, but then we would look at our phone and do what we were doing. And I hate that. I hate that. But it's like, sometimes you get so programmed and you get so used to doing that you forget that that's not always how it was.
Right.
And so I'm honestly like, so to go along with that, my final question is, how do you practice living your truth? Like, what does the phrase mean to you? And what advice do you have for the queens out there that are trying to live their truth?
Oh my
we got 5 minutes, girl. Come on. You can do this in 5 minutes or less.
I got this. Y'all, literally, it comes down to stop lying, point blank simple. Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to anybody that you're around. Stop white lies. And I mean that to say, there was a point in time where, yes, I had so many different personas of myself that I got confused. There was the, regular small town Dominique who stays in this humble home with her grandparents, eating home cooked food all the time, who was really just into music, into, theater and all of that. But then there was the pageant Dominique who was very clean, and she was very, articulated, and she knew how to do certain things. She knew how to handle her business well. Then there was cheerleader Dominique, and then there was track Dominique, who was a little bit more hood. And like, girl, it kept going and kept going. So it got to the point where I somebody said a long time ago, they were like, you can't live a double life. And so I was like, okay, I'm not even living double. I'm living like quadruple.
You was living about quadruple, quintuplet,
and I was like, at some point, something's got to give. So I started going down my list of all these different personas, and I'm like, no, but like, of course, these are me, but how can I incorporate that into one person? Who am I really?
Yes.
Am I the person that dresses this way or dresses this way? Do I do my hair this way or do I do it this way? Do I wear my makeup or don't I? Do I do my nails or don't I?
Right.
And so all these questions started coming down on me so heavily that I literally had to go into a shell. I had to meditate daily. Meditate and prayer saved my whole life. I will preach on that 1,000,000 times over. You have to, because you pray to talk to God. You meditate to listen. You cannot receive if you go straight from talking to somebody and then going out of the conversation.
Catch that gem.
Yes, like if I'm talking to you and I'm asking you for advice, I gotta wait to listen to her advice.
Right.
So literally, it's the same thing. Whenever you're going out and whenever you're doing stuff, I had to stop going, oh, they may not like this. They may feel a certain type of way. I had to go, you know what? I excuse my language, but I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
I don't care what you think. See, that's the thing. I am that person, though. I like to excuse myself because I curse a lot, but I don't like to curse.
Where she said, damn.
For the kids out there, for the kids.
Who's she trying to find the little kids?
But
so
literally, you cannot live in all these different things separately. If you, even if you are a person that you can go and be in every single type of crowd, or maybe you only have one crowd, you got to beat all those different crowds in that one. Yeah. You got to be, so I am classy, but I am so funny. I like to be humorous, but I also can be serious. Yeah. I love to make big jokes, but I also love to take jokes and really show the traumas behind some of them sometimes.
Yeah. Be yourself.
You got to just be honest. Be honest with yourself more so, because people don't matter. You gotta take care of self first.
I agree.
But yeah,
that's perfect. Yeah. You know what? We don't need to ask no more questions. But other than how can we get in touch with you? Tell us, your social media handles. Like, where can we find you on IG? When's the next adventure vibe? Like, what's going on?
Yes. Oh my Lord. So basically, my Instagram is at Dominique Alston. It's just my name, DominiqueAlston. My name is pretty much the same on everything. So you can find me on Facebook, follow my fan page. You can find me on Twitter at the Dom Alston. And I try to keep it positive on there, but a lot of times, I keep it kind of real.
Come out.
I kind of keep it real with you. Outside of that, we have a good few adventures coming up. I'm actually going to pull them out.
Yes, while you pulling them up, so a few quick announcements before Dominique gives us her last little bit of handles. I have a magazine shoot that I am producing coming up probably the end of next month. It's either going to be April 29th or May 6th. I'm looking for chocolate female models. Okay, so the magazine is all about, issue is all about melanin. So we're going for some very high fashion looks with some pops of color. So models, if you're watching this, please reach out to me, DM me, and let me know so that I can see about including you, because we're looking for about 8 to 10 models. Okay, so that's that. Of course, you know about the Bitcoin brunch. Again, it's coming up on April 8th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Green Bar Distillery. So please, please, please come support. Just come support y'all. Support black people. Support us local people like you do your celebrities. Okay, you don't know them, but you're buying all they shit. Okay. Come support somebody over here, please. I'm sorry, ma'am.
No, you do. We talked about it yesterday, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Yes. Okay. So before we get out of here, give us your adventure vibes, and then we gonna check on out.
Yes. So the next few adventures, I'll give you a few. We've got a backpacking trip at Joshua Tree. That's going to be on May 12th through the 13th. It's only 2 days, 1 night. So this is one of the ones that if you are new to backpacking, you don't even have to have a whole backpack. It's more of a camp out. So this is one of those that if you just want to have a good conversation, you want to experience camping without all the hard stuff, this is a good one to come to. After that, Malibu Creek. We're going to be going up there. It's a small hike. It's a very short hike. But the gold of it is you get to cliff jump. Now, you can cliff jump 10 feet. Child. You can cliff jump 10 feet off the ground or, up to 50 feet. But for the newbies, 10 feet is good. Trust me.
Okay. All right. I'm going to trust you.
After that, we have another backpacking trip at Yosemite National Park, June 15th through the 17th. And then July 1st, this is the big one, and I hope everybody gets a chance to come out to this. It's going to be a big, old kind of cookout theme at Pyramid Lake.
Oh my God, I've been wanting to go to Pyramid Lake.
Girl, and Pyramid Lake is so much fun, y'all.
Yeah.
So y'all gotta come.
Tell me, girl. Come. So Dominique's info will all be in the YouTube link once we wrap here. You can find her again, Dominique Alston, on all of her social media handles. And girl, thank you so much for stopping by the show. Okay, she's amazing. Girl, I hope y'all caught all these gems that she gave to you, because she gave you so much good stuff today. Like, I can't thank her enough. Okay.
No, thank you.
We about to get out of here. Peace, kings and queens. And remember, always be lit. Okay.